Good morning, Cancer. Um, so let's jump into your reading. Straight away, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I got up too early today. I got up about something past 5, or I was awake at something past 5. Saying I got up at that time is a lie. And so, yeah, definitely one of those days where I need my coffee to get going. But like, you've got interesting energy today, Cancer. What I'm kind of picking up on as I kind of tuned into your energy and kind of meditated on your card there for a little while, um, I was getting this real feeling of like it felt like acceptance. It was like peace, surrender. Oh, sorry, tranquility, acceptance. Just sort of like really like surrendering everything, surrendering control, and kind of giving up the driver's seat. Now that's interesting because I had a dream last night where I was being driven around. Like there was a guy in the driving seat and he was I didn't know who he was, but he was driving me around and I was really aware of my neck, like the front of my neck underneath my chin. I was worried because it was kind of like, when you get older, your skin starts to sag, but it was very pronounced. So I don't know if you're dealing with somebody who has like a very pronounced um kind of saggy, kind of neckline at the front there, or that maybe you're worried about that. Um, but it's more to do with like, or maybe like somebody's had some kind of surgery on the throat there at the front, when sometimes people have to make an airway on the front of your neck. It could be something like that, something to do with the front of the neck anyway. But yeah, this feeling of like just completely surrendering over, like just very, very, very peaceful. Maybe like living in the moment, kind of enjoying kind of like the small pleasures, and not worrying about the future. But I had this visual and I felt like I was stood in a tunnel. Now, the way it came to me, it was like when I was a teenager, me and my friend used to walk through this old abandoned train tunnel. Now, it wasn't working. It was, no danger there. But it was very long and it had a curve in the middle. So as you were walking into it, you couldn't see any light at all. You couldn't see where you were going. You kind of had to just keep walking and trust. And then as you went around the corner, you could see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So it could be a metaphor. I don't know if anyone is dealing with somebody who perhaps is passing over. So if that is you, my condolences to you. The energy, if this is reassuring to you though, is very peaceful, very, very peaceful. So yeah, this feeling of like walking along this tunnel or being stood in this tunnel, and I was really trying to look towards the end of this tunnel, and like craning my neck and kind of trying to see around that corner. But it was almost like I was trying to look back at the past. I really felt like I was trying to remember something. So like looking down this like tunnel of memory, or even like astral projection, right? Somebody's trying to look down a visual tunnel to someone else. There was something there, but I couldn't look. So it's this feeling of like trying to remember something. But then these lights came, and it was train lights, and I got the song by the Sugababes that says, "The train comes, I don't know its destination. Train comes, I don't know its destination. It's a one-way ticket to a madman situation. Strange feeling I haven't felt for years. The boy's coming and I'm close to tears. I can't let go of you now." So I don't know if any of those words have any meaning or relevance to anyone. So along with this kind of feeling of like looking back and trying to remember, I randomized a song for you. And the song that you got was Men in Black by Will Smith. So I was like, my first like initial reaction to this was like, oh, that does not feel like it's a very upbeat song. Like I love Will Smith songs, so yeah, very upbeat song. And I was thinking, how does this fit in? But then as I listened to the lyrics, I got this feeling of like plausible deniability. They actually say in there, hypnotize her, normalize her. Memories turn to fantasies. What you think you saw, you did not see. So again, this feeling of like maybe somebody has had hypnosis. What I'll explain to you what I'm kind of getting, and I was getting this before it got up to those lyrics. Okay, I'm getting that somebody could be possibly on some sort of opioids, or like have been tranquilized in some way. So the kind of reference I'm getting is oh, what's it called? I've wrote it down somewhere. Girl Interrupted. Girl Interrupted, where if somebody is having some kind of an episode, a mental health episode, or perhaps they've had some sort of injury or something wrong with the brain where it causes them to act out or to get quite distressed, then, you know, a medical team will come in who are technically the men in white, right? But this is the men in black. So the men in black is representing kind of like the medical team who come in and administer the what's it called, like the medicine to kind of to make somebody relax and kind of get very, very tranquil. So it's coming through as opioids. I've been lighting my opium candles for you for the past couple of days. Like, it's not literal opium, it's just a smell, but there's a reason for that, right? There's a reason why I'm doing that. So this morning I've got opium and lavender, so it's this very tranquil kind of placated energy. So I don't know if you've dealt with someone like this, they've had to have some kind of injection to calm them down, or it's somebody who is ill and they are on some kind of like opioid-like medication to kind of give them this sense of calm and like I'm almost floating. I feel like I'm floating. But then there's a problem with this where it's affecting the memory. Somebody can't remember something. So again, I'm getting the impression that maybe somebody's dealing with like an older person, where, for example, my nana, she's I think 90 something now. She's absolutely lovely woman and she's so independent, amazingly independent for her age, but she is mentally becoming a little bit disassociated. So she's been talking about seeing her husband and her father, or you know, when I was visited her, she was talking about how she was talking to them at night, and then she forgets when people have phoned her, so we can ring her, you know, and say, oh, you know, how are you, Nana? And she'll forget, and then she might kind of half remember and ring people back, because it's like subconsciously there. So it's like trying to remember something but not being able to remember it. Almost like is it the Mandela effect, where things change as well, like your memories, what you think you saw you did not see. So there's something to do with like affected memory, where somebody's not remembering something clearly, or somebody's version of the truth or events isn't clear. So the Mandela effect is like something in popular consciousness that's remembered wrong. I can't think of any examples right now, but it's like a song where everybody sings the wrong lyrics, and then you listen to it and you're like, I can't believe that's the lyrics. Like, everybody remembers it this other way. So it's like this, like a hiccup in time where something gets changed. Something like that there for somebody. So I asked for a clarifier with this Men in Black thing of like, and it's almost like a paranoia as well. A lot of people experience this when they're dealing with somebody who is not thinking very clearly anymore. You know, somebody who perhaps is hospitalized or under some kind of care. They can often have a lot of confusion over what's happening. So this Men in Black thing of like the doctors, the people who are helping them, you know, this feeling of like maybe like paranoia of them. It feels kind of scary, but also at the same time I'm getting that real acceptance and surrender and peace feeling. So take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But the other song that randomized for you, and again at first I was like, how does this fit? Friday, I'm in love. I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's grey and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you, but Friday I'm in love. So it could be talking about, again, if somebody is dealing with somebody who perhaps has something like Alzheimer's, you know, perhaps that you go and visit them on Monday, they don't recognise you. You go and see them on Tuesday and they're angry. You go and see them on Friday and it's like, oh yes, I know exactly who you are, I love you so much. So it's like not knowing what to expect from a person. Again, somebody could have something perhaps like bipolar disorder, perhaps, where and again, I'm not a doctor, I can't diagnose these things. I'm just explaining what the energy feels like to me. So if you think you're dealing with something like this, obviously go and get professional medical help. Don't kind of rely on this reading as anything authentic, like not authentic, but like verifiable. Like, I can't give you a document to say, here, this is something. You need to go and get somebody who is medically trained. This is just kind of like the messages that are coming through, like, that I'm picking up on. So yeah, you need to go and get like verification for these kind of things. But yeah, that the band who wrote that song is called The Cure, right? So it's like, I think possibly what I'm getting is somebody who has been, and again, if this isn't your story, I may pull cards and get a different story out, but the story that I'm getting through intuitively is kind of like, somebody's been dealing with somebody who has had some kind of mental health issue or some kind of cognitive issue, and it's been very, very difficult and challenging, and this person has been very resistant. I was getting things like, they tried to make me go to rehab, and I said no, 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 that Amy Winehouse energy for cancer for a while. So it's like, this person's been resisting the treatment for whatever it is that they've got going on. But now there's almost like, maybe it's become like an intervention, like it's been forced. Somebody else has had like the power, what is it when people say this person can't make rational decisions anymore, so somebody else, like a family member, has to make the decision for them to send them to rehab against the will, that kind of thing, or to hospitalize them against the will, but it's for their own good, that kind of issue. And this person, like, now that they perhaps have forcibly been receiving treatment, they are coming to a place where they're accepting it now. They perhaps understand a bit better, but there is this kind of peace and serenity over it. So very specific situation there. I'm sure that's not going to be for every Cancerian coming to the reading. And if it's not your story, just leave it, because I'm sure it's somebody's, right? But that's kind of what I've been getting. The only other thing I have to kind of comment on before we get a randomized song on camera for you is this High Priestess card here. Now, when I pulled the pack out, she was on the bottom of the pack, and I already wanted to talk about her. So, High Priestess. I've been seeing the High Priestess in reverse. Interesting, the Seven of Cups is there as well, which can talk about mental confusion. So the High Priestess in reverse, she keeps coming out for me off camera. They keep trying to kind of tell me about this High Priestess in reverse, and I feel like it is for you, like it's something to do with your reading. So the High Priestess in the reverse, it's... When she first started to come out in reverse, I was thinking, is it me? Is it something to do with me? And like, is my intuition blocked? Am I not seeing something, right? Because I'm the tarot card reader, therefore the High Priestess. But it's not me. And this is where the confusion came in for me, because I was like, sometimes it's quite hard to work out who's who. But this High Priestess in reverse, I feel like it could be somebody who perhaps has a kind of psychic, spiritual side. But there's something gone wrong there. They're showing in the negative. So again, it could be something, how I was saying, it was like I was trying to look down this tunnel and I couldn't see anything. It could be that somebody feels like they've lost some kind of intuitive power. It could be, again, I think you get, you do tend to have this underlying subtext of somebody who uses some kind of substance or misuses some kind of substance in order to connect to that higher energy, right? In order to channel. So if they are in something like rehab, and they don't have access to whatever that substance was that allows them to kind of connect, they're going to have lost that intuitive power if they're codependent and reliant on a certain substance. And I just kind of say, apart from coffee and very legitimate, normal joss sticks, I don't use any kind of substance in order to get the messages through. Just kind of so you're aware. I didn't ask to be able to have messages. I didn't. Not something I planned to do. It's just something that happened to me, like a light switch turning on, and all of a sudden I was channeling sort of in the middle of the night, getting songs and visions and all this kind of thing. So it's something that very much happened to me naturally, rather than something that I've tried to access through any kind of chemicals. So in case you were wondering that. So I need to shuffle this back in, so I'm going to pop her in. She's there next to the King of Fire. I feel like the King of Fire could almost be like the energy that's trying to look after her, perhaps you know, husband or son kind of thing. You know, somebody who has a lot of love, very caring, very warm, really wants what's best for that person. So let's get you a song then. So I am going to shuffle this deck off camera before we start to pull cards, just to kind of let you know about that. This is funny, the song that randomized, see, I love doing this, and I love when it happens on camera. The song that randomized yesterday on the inauguration day of you know, Joe Biden, I think I call him, don't know how to pronounce his last name, I'm so sorry, America. But you know, on his inauguration day, the national anthem is the song that randomized on camera, so it's so funny. Song for Cancer, please. Song for Cancer, 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 Cancer. You're my best friend, Queen. Oh, A Night at the Opera. Oh, you make me. What does it say? You make me. You're my best friend. It's really sweet. Really sweet. Love that song. I'm noticing like the two lions on that album cover. It's almost like, sorry, the kind of squeaky voice there. It's almost like the Lover's Card. I don't know if you can see that there. I have it handy just to kind of show you the similarity. With you can see the swan there with its protective arms over the two lions. It very much has the look of it of the. I'm just trying to find it now. I said I've got it handy and now I can't find it. Oh, it's because I've put it down there. I can't find it. There we go. It was the very last card. You can see, so it's almost like the symbolism, like the swan had its wings, like an umbrella, like a guardian over the two lions that were represented by the Lover's Card. So I don't know if that has any relevance at all to you, but yeah, there's something to that possibly for someone. Okay, I'm just gonna shuffle this deck down into. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm sorry as well if you can hear like a crackling noise or audio issues. I don't know what is causing that. I'm assuming it's something to do with the energy because I don't know, like normally there's nothing wrong with my camera, but recently I've been getting a lot of crackling noises on the audio. I can't help it. It just happens. Just blame the ethers. Right, I'm gonna shuffle and dial into the energy, and then we'll pull you some cards and do your reading. Genuinely on the verge of tears listening to that song. Go and listen to that song if you don't know it off the top of your head already, or even if you do, just go and listen to it to remind yourself. It's Ooh, You Make Me Live. You make me live, you're my best friend. Oh, it's so sweet. Right, okay. Cancer, please. Can I get a card, please, for Cancer? Thank you, immediately. Yeah, strong energy today, Cancer. Oceans. Now, it was in reverse, and the word I got immediately was oceans apart. You could be separated literally by an ocean, by family members, a loved one, best friend. Can't travel to them at the moment. Maybe it's somebody you saw quite regularly, even though you live at a distance. Perhaps it's somebody that you travel to often, you know, for Christmas and, you know, milestones, to celebrate milestones, but you can't at the moment because it's COVID, right? So you can see she's literally wanting to travel the world, but there's this sense of balance with it as well. You know, she's almost doing like a circus act where she's kind of balancing on the ball, balancing on the world. What does it say? Bravery, bravery. Perhaps somebody needs to travel, but it's quite scary for them. I know people that I know who have kind of, you know, mental health issues who, you know, that sense of security is very, very important to them. You know, sometimes it can be almost quite difficult to leave the home. So if somebody does have to travel quite far, it could be really take a huge amount of bravery for them. You know, especially like if you're on medication or something like as well, like perhaps if you are reliant on a certain kind of medication that you have to get very, very regularly, there may be a fear about traveling and not being able to access that medication. That could be for somebody. They've given me 2. I'm actually only taking 1, but you've got... No, I'm going to take both. They gave me the both, and I strongly feel like I need to take them, actually. Such pests. Such pests. You've got Groundhog Spirit. Time to let go. I feel like that could definitely be for somebody. I'm going to say what I'm getting, and I don't want to scare anyone. If it's not your reading, or if this part of the reading isn't for you, it's just not for you. I think if it is for you, you'll already know what I'm about to say. Because with the looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, you know, it is symbolic, you know, that feeling of peace and surrender. And me talking about my Nana, you know, saying that she talked to her loved ones at night who'd passed over. I think it could be that somebody is approaching the end of the physical life. Now I truly believe that the soul lives on. So I can't stress enough how peaceful the energy felt. Like, just an overwhelming sense of peace. And I know that I was in a dark tunnel and that I was trying to look back at something, but it felt like it was very, very peaceful, right? So I hope that is reassuring to somebody. I hope that is helpful to somebody. And I don't want to... It's difficult for me to talk about this because while I'm quite confident in my own beliefs, I understand that other people have different beliefs, and I understand that when you lose somebody who you are very, very close to, you know, somebody who feels like they're your best friend, possibly, it's very difficult, very, very difficult. And I don't want anyone to think that I am doing this to take advantage of anyone. Now, I know that, you know, the history of people who read tarot cards, or, you know, who mediums and psychics and this kind of thing, they often do things for money. And then there's a lot of sham people out there who will prey on people, you know, who have lost somebody because they know that they can exploit them for money. I don't earn any money at all from doing this. I do it every single, you know, 6 days a week, every single day. I sit here for an hour. It takes me another hour or so to upload the video, to process it, to write out the description box. So a good 2 hours of my time every single day, well, 6 days a week, because this is something that just happened to me. It feels like it's something that I should be doing. I trust that whatever messages come through are for somebody, and I always ask for the messages to come through that are going to do the most good. I don't, you know, if I do down the road, if my channel grows and I do earn an income from this, earn a living from it, then, you know, bonus for me. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing this not earning any money, 2 hours of my time every day, because I feel like it's what I should be doing, because it's what I feel like when I surrender, what I feel guided to do. So I don't want anyone to ever think that I am trying to prey on anyone who's vulnerable, or I don't want to ever cause any undue stress to anyone who is in a situation where they're losing a loved one. The messages that are coming through, I trust, are designed to hopefully reassure somebody. Okay. Cancer, I'm sending you all the love to you right now. Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. Coyote Spirit, trust in divine detours. The train comes, I don't know its destination, right? A divine detour. Let's have a look. Let's read these. 31. Groundhog Spirit. The Groundhog Spirit as well can talk about a cycle. So again, if somebody has had some kind of like cycle of addiction, so, you know, different storylines for different people. For some of you, I feel like it's an elderly relative who's passing away. For others of you, I feel like it's somebody who's stuck in some sort of toxic cycle, some kind of addiction, and they're trying to battle through that. Groundhog Spirit talks about going around in circles, repeating something over and over again, and, you know, you can break through from that. Time to let go. So let's read. Endings lead to beginnings, and death is a part of life. I can't make it up. You saw the cards come out, okay? So Groundhog Spirit is here to let you know that it is time to accept the natural ending of something that is no longer serving you. So for those of you who, you don't automatically think, yes, I know that this is, I knew this was coming kind of thing. I think for most of you, it's a metaphorical death. So the ending of some kind of cycle in your life, some kind of perhaps toxic pattern of behaviour, something that's not working for you anymore, right? A metaphorical death, an ending rather than a literal death. We love to hold on to what is familiar, but the new needs space to arrive so growth can occur. When Groundhog Spirit occurs, it is a sign there is something in your present situation that you need to let go of so that something new can be born, something that will far better serve you now. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear. If you are losing a loved one, you don't want to hear, oh, it's getting out of the old, to make way for something new. That's not what you want to hear. So, as I say, take the bits that are relevant to you and leave the other parts for somebody who's, for who it is a different story. It's a general reading. There's general messages for everybody. Not every single line of this will be for you. You know which ones jump out at you and which ones resonate with you the most, okay? When the groundhog sees his shadow, he retreats to his den. So too might you yearn for a little more time to say goodbye and transition into the new. However, change is coming. It's like that train is coming, and it is good. So let go of your resistance. Spring brings many blessings, and what must die will always be reborn in a new form that will be right for you. Life requires change and detachment. Say farewell to whatever once served you and get ready for something amazing to take its place. Spirit is already sending it your way. Now, I have to say that if you if you need help and support, reach out for help and support. This isn't saying that you need to end your own life, okay? That's absolutely not what it's saying. It was talking about a natural death. So if you are feeling very desperate, do reach out to professionals, advice lines, charities, friends and family, anyone who can help you. Even if you think that they can't help you, even if you think you've opened those doors before and it hasn't worked, keep making those connections, keep reaching out to people. I just needed to make that very, very clear there. The train is symbolic. The train is symbolic of going on a new cycle, going on a new journey. The ocean actually talks about traveling. So going on a new cycle to a new place where perhaps you don't know where life is taking you, but it's taking you somewhere. So the train is symbolic of a spiritual journey rather than anything else there. The ocean also can talk about a real depth of emotion. It can be very difficult to kind of traverse deep emotions and still keep your balance. So kind of that just jumped out to me there as well. Coyote spirit. Trust in divine detours. Sorry, excuse me. I needed to burp and I figured I'd do it off camera, so I just paused for a second. I didn't think you needed to hear that. Maybe you did, I don't know. Do you find that you are being led on a strange detour in your life right now? Does it seem that what appears to be the right... No, hang on. Does it seem that what appears to be the next right action and the right choice, best situation or fabulous relationship unexpectedly turns into the opposite, or just disappears into thin air, as if you've been tricked? Coyote Spirit's trickster energy is designed to bring you into situations to teach you lessons you have forgotten to learn. Perhaps you need a taste of failure before you experience success, and need to feel disappointment before you can truly appreciate the joy, love and prosperity that is coming up for you. Perhaps you are revisiting a pattern you forgot wasn't in alignment with the life you are intending to co-create, being reminded that gratitude, not complacency, will keep you awake and aware of all that is available to you in this moment. Interesting that it says about gratitude, because that was the feeling that I was getting, in that visual where I was in the tunnel and I was kind of I was releasing control, releasing expectation, allowing things to come to me rather than trying to control the situation. So that kind of extreme acceptance, living in the moment. Coyote spirit reminds you to laugh about the unexpected twists, to develop humility and gratitude while releasing your attachments to the form of your desires. Even when you suddenly find yourself on a detour, wondering when you will get back on track to manifesting what you desire, remember that Spirit has a plan and wants what's best for you. Trust in divine order now. Coyote Spirit is a divine helper. No matter what seems to go astray, things are exactly as they are supposed to be. I love when the cards validate what I was saying, and I almost put that one back as well. That is exactly that feeling of like surrender that I had right at the beginning of the reading. So what did it say? Coyote Spirit is a divine helper. No matter what seems to go astray, things are exactly as they are supposed to be. It's surrender. Somebody's surrendering, right? Surrendering to the divine plan, surrendering to the universe, accepting, that mantra, accept the things you cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. That. Again, that is relevant to people who are going through a recovery process, the 12-step program, right? You're giving me too many cards. I'm going to take strength. It's the one that I saw on face up. Strength, courage. You've got bravery, you've got strength. So on either side of these two cards, I think, are representing something that's been quite challenging, something that wasn't part of the plan, something unexpected, something disappointing, hurt, something that causes pain and hurt and regret. But on either side is bravery and strength, as kind of bookends to this energy. So you can survive whatever this challenge is, Cancer. Your soul can has the bravery and the strength to get through this into whatever the next journey is for you. So yeah, I don't kind of want to kind of mull on that for too long, so let's do your full spread. So I've got a journey here, so I'm going to have the start to the finish. It's going to be 9 cards, but I'm not doing past, present, future, heart space, head space, action space like I did last week. This is kind of a timeline of 9 cards, so running from the point A to point B. So let's see what you get. Can I get 9 cards for Cancer, please? What's the start of their journey? So this isn't your entire life. This is just a cycle, some kind of lesson that you needed to learn, some kind of phase of your life. Okay. 4 of Pentacles came out a lot for me yesterday as well, off camera. The Empress right there in the middle. Absolutely. Oh, Cancer, you've got the strength to deal with whatever this is. The Empress is one of the strongest cards in the tarot, and she's right in the middle of your spread. You could be dealing with a mother. I was picking up on the person who is dealing with somebody who is ill, perhaps in hospital, perhaps has memory problems. I was picking up that it was a female energy. It doesn't have to be. Again, the Empress can be male, female, or non-binary, but it's a feminine energy. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us. So somebody who's very nurturing, somebody who's motherly, right, has a lot of love to give, very, very nurturing, very strong as well, very, very strong. You've got bravery and strength. And it could be you, Cancer. It's also Libra and Taurus energy. Doesn't have to be those signs. Oh, look at that right in the middle, 3 major arcana. Okay, it's challenging. I'm not going to lie to you, it is challenging. So your major arcana here, you've got the Tower, Scorpionic energy, Empress, Taurus, Libra, Karma. This is Judgment. This is Scorpio, Libra. Temperance, Sagittarius Energy. It doesn't have to be any of the signs that you're dealing with, but I know people sometimes like to hear them. It's more about the energy of the cards. So yeah, this is something big. This is something really, really big. Life changing, earth shattering, right? But there's a huge amount of strength. Somebody is very, very strong here. Somebody is like, you can shake my foundations all you want, but I am going to ride this wave. I've got the confidence, the strength, the leadership skills, the bravery, the love to pull through whatever this is. Okay. The death card is not here. The journey starts with the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles can talk about being quite stubborn, actually. It's kind of Taurian energy. You can see that he's holding on to his money. He's like, nobody's taking any of this money from me. It's all mine. He's also kind of sat outside that door with the door shut, kind of not letting anyone in. So the Four of Pentacles, the start of this journey is somebody who's perhaps a bit miserly, perhaps clinging on to money, tangible things, possessions. It can also be somebody who's very guarded. It's my shield card. It means somebody has the shield up, right? Somebody's being defensive, guarded, blocking. Could be somebody's blocked on social media. Could be somebody's been kicked out of somebody's house. Take anything that resonates there, leave anything that doesn't. But that's how this journey starts. This then goes into this second life. Like, this is kind of like Phoenix energy. It's the Judgment card in the tarot, which can talk about hearing a call, feeling like you need to move and do something different. Rebirth, midlife crisis, Phoenix energy. Something ends so something can begin, which is very much what this was talking about. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're still around this point in the reading, but it's a timeline. You could be anywhere along this journey, and you can come here, in a year and still be around this part. So when you find this reading, that's when it's relevant to you, and you're going to be somewhere along this journey. So yeah, death and rebirth, something ending so something new can begin. It feels like a fresh lease of life, though, in a way. It also talks about it's called the Karma card in this deck. So if somebody has been doing something low vibrational, it's somebody getting the karma back for that. If you've been in high vibration, if you kind of had, you are showing us this Empress energy in the center of your spread. If you've been sat there in one of the highest vibrational energies that you could possibly be in, you're going to receive good karma, right? Sometimes what can happen with this being a timeline is that you can be acting in a low vibrational energy. There can be a lesson that you need to learn. Karma comes in to teach you a lesson. It is painful. You deal with it. You do that kind of shadow work where you say, oh, actually, yeah, I acted in a bad way in that situation. I'm not going to do that again. It actually brings you into a more powerful energy. The Emperor and the Empress, they make mistakes. They are not perfect. And it's the mistakes that they've made and learning from those mistakes and the ability to get back on the feet that makes them the Emperor and the Empress at the end of the day. You can't be an Emperor or an Empress if you haven't been through challenges. So the Karma card, rebirth, the Phoenix, like being born of fire, or a dose of karma, leads into this Two of Swords energy. Now the Two of Swords talks about using your intuition. It can mean someone is protecting the heart space. This is a very Cancerian energy for me, where it's like trying to protect your heart, trying to protect your emotions, keeping those swords crossed. Crossed swords obviously means some people can be having arguments, not seeing eye to eye. She's blindfolded, which means that sometimes her thoughts, the swords are held up. So sometimes the thoughts creates a conflict in her mind, which stops her using her intuition. She's got a whole ocean, a whole lake behind her, which symbolizes emotions and intuition that she could tap into, and in that case she would know which choice to make. It's talking about following your heart and not overthinking. But yeah, you've got two cards here about being blocked. So someone could have literally been blocked on social media. It could be a family fallout where somebody has kind of been expelled from the family, right? A friendship group where somebody's been pushed out of the group. It's no, like, blocked, don't want to talk about it. take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. This moves into Temperance energy. So there's a bit of a stalemate here, a bit of a yeah, cross swords, stalemate, not seeing eye to eye. Something isn't being resolved. I'm just going to stop and restart, sorry. Okay, sorry for that. I was approaching the 40-minute mark. So this Temperance energy comes in, which talks about patience, about balance. Yeah, it really is like the patience card. And it also kind of like the rainbow there can kind of symbolize a period of healing. So while this situation's been going on, while the stalemate energy has been happening, you've invested the time, or you will invest the time in do some kind of like inner work to kind of restore your own balance. You know, she's balancing up there on that globe. The Temperance card, it talks about balancing out your passions and your emotions. The 2 cups symbolize fire and water. So passion and emotion, trying to make that temperate. She's kind of dipping her toe into the emotions there. So learning to use your intuition, learning to do something from an emotional space while also keeping yourself grounded. She has a foot on the ground there. So if somebody has been in some kind of toxic, addictive pattern of behavior, you know, and they've had this kind of like maybe even like a near-death experience because of it, it could be that they've cut something out and they are learning to be temperate. They're learning how to deal with that addiction. So one possible storyline there for somebody. But then you do have this Empress energy, this gorgeous energy right in the middle of your spread. This is somebody who is very strong. They have learned all their lessons. They've learned all those lessons. They've probably had quite a tough, you know, a lot of things happen in the life that have been quite difficult. But they come out of it stronger. This is somebody who doesn't sink, they swim. So this is somebody who is all 4 queens of the tarot. She's very stably emotional. She is very nurturing. She's very compassionate. She's, you know, embracing. She offers really good advice. She is passionate when she needs to be passionate. She has the ability to go for her dreams and manifest what she wants. There's a lot of abundance with the Empress. She also talks about I'm just thinking which one I've missed. Open communication as well. She's very communicative. She's very reliable, open, honest, resourceful. Right, one of the best energies in the whole of the tarot. It can represent a mother, a wife, a boss. You can see she's also pregnant, which symbolizes her abundance, you know, her ability to make things grow, to be supportive, and to offer a lot of opportunity. So, you know, it could be a boss, you know, opening a door for you, giving you an opportunity. It could be a supportive mother. It could be you in a very high vibrational, strong energy. So take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. If it's a love interest for you, this is somebody who you have on a pedestal. It's like, this is, if you could make a list of like your dream person, it would be the Empress. You know, that's what the Empress symbolizes. So again, it could mean a lot of things. It's probably you having some kind of difficult experience, cutting something out of your life, healing, finding that emotional balance and coming out of it very, very strong. It's sort of like, for example, if you've left a toxic relationship where there was codependency, you've broke away, you've done the healing work, you've got over it, and you're stronger and wiser for it now. So something like this. When you get into this high vibrational Empress energy, this strength and bravery energy, this opens up doors for you and possibilities. Now, this lady is walking on a globe, and I said that this can symbolize travel. In the image on this card, you can see he's got a globe in one hand. So this talks about having like the whole world in his hand kind of thing, you know, that hymn. You know, this is somebody who has the world at the fingertips. Could again symbolize, you know, phones, text messages, communication via the internet. But for me, it's symbolizing an opportunity here. The Two of Wands talks about a choice. Do you stay where you are comfortable? Do you stay in the place that you've always known? Or do you take a bit of a risk, which requires bravery, in order to move into something new that you haven't experienced before? You've got 2 cards about literal travel here, like 2 cards with a globe. And you also have this card here, which is Sagittarius Energy. Sagittarius is the adventurer of the zodiac. They like to explore. They like to explore all their opportunities, and you have a lot of opportunities here with this Empress energy. Whether this is you being in such high vibrational energy that it opens doors and possibilities for you, or this is somebody who can, offer opportunities to you. So you're weighing up your options here. Which option do I choose? The Page of Swords talks about either somebody coming in with some kind of communication here. He's got that sword held high. It may also be somebody cutting something out of their life, making a choice and cutting away one of those options. But the Page of the Swords is always my spying card, my information gathering card. It's somebody who wants to learn more about a situation. So it could be that you're checking something out on the internet, on social media. If you want to work for a company, you might be researching the company. If you are interested in a person, you may be having a look at their online history, this kind of thing. But there is a sense of kind of like almost like spying or researching with this. It brings in this Tower moment, which leads into this Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords at the end of your reading here, this is heartbreak. This is loss, mourning, painful emotional energy. And I'll pull some more cards on this for you soon. As I say, if somebody passes away, especially if they pass away and it's a shock. Now, as I say, the death card is not here. I'm just giving you an example. It can cause a bit of a heartbreak energy. It could be that you learn something about a situation that looked really good, and it turns out that oh no, I've found out some information and it's kind of like ruined my chances here. Maybe you had your eye on someone, it turns out they're already married, that kind of thing. But it feels bigger than that. So I'm going to pull cards on it. So tell me about this Tower. The Tower is like a shock, a light bulb moment, a surprise, something that pulls your rug out from underneath your feet. But the reason why this happens is it's to test your foundations. If a relationship, if a situation is built on secure foundations, the Tower is just going to strike the top there. It may cause a little bit of damage, but it's repairable. If your Tower, so whether that's a relationship, a friendship, whatever it is that you've built up, if it's been built on rocky foundations, on unstable foundations, the Tower moment will make it fall. But it makes it fall because it's like this rebirth energy. It's clearing out what isn't working for you in order to bring in something new that's healthier. Embrace the Tower is kind of the message there. But whatever it is, it does come with some sort of feeling of heartbreak or loss. Can you tell me about the Tower, please, for Cancer? Why is the Tower here for Cancer? It's something to do with your stability, your home life, your money, job, career, but it's going to bring in a lot of options for you. Again, this is kind of quite indecisive energy. The Seven of Cups talks about kind of weighing up all your options, having a look at like the different paths you could take and deciding what you want from a situation. It could be somebody leaving a workplace or a family situation. The Ten of Pentacles in the upright is, happy house and home. Well, not even happy house and home, stable house and home. Having everything you need on a tangible level. Having the nice big house, the fancy garden, the fancy clothes, the good car, the great looking life on social media, right? Everything anybody could ever want in a tangible sense. It's not always happy. You can see there is an older gentleman there on this card. Again, it kind of comes in a sense of, it could be like a figurehead of the family passes away, or somebody loses their job, or somebody leaves a job, or it's kind of some kind of shock on a financial sense, on a tangible sense, but it comes in with a lot of new options. So tell me about this Heartbreak card. So I'm hearing a heartbreak story from the Wanted. I will never be your heartbreak story. I'll keep you safe. You'll never have to be alone. He gave you up and then he let you down. and all the trust is broken now. I can't remember how it used to be. I'll never be your heartbreak story. So it's like if for some of you this is the loss of a long-term relationship, a marriage, I feel like there's somebody else coming in for you who is who's never going to disappoint you like that. Three of Swords, please. I don't want to end the journey on the Three of Swords. There you go. Look, mini Empress there, the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is, again, it is a wife card. It is somebody who's married in the tarot. It could be that you are. She's very young, though. I always think this Queen of Pentacles is very young. Yeah, the heartbreak is something either to do with a mother or a wife, or something to do with this feminine energy. Again, she could be a boss. Or, you know, the heartbreak is what makes you stronger. And now they're giving me Stronger by Britney Spears, Stronger Than Yesterday. Now it ain't nothing but my way, my loneliness ain't killing me no more. Great grammar there, Britney. Now I'm stronger. Yeah, so whatever this is, you're going to come out of it stronger on the other side, Cancer. It's going to teach you life lessons. And I think with the Strength card and the Bravery card there and the Empress in the middle here, and, you know, this ending in with the Queen of Pentacles, you are going to come out of this very, very strong. And you're doing that healing work and you're doing the shadow work. So that is brilliant. So what happens is when you get into this very high vibrational energy, you can weather any storms that come your way. On a kind of personal note, Mum, hi, I hope you don't mind me talking about this on camera. As I say, this my awareness of kind of, I don't know, I feel weird calling it a psychic ability, or like whatever this is for me, being able to get messages and being able to have this awareness of things that are beyond the tangible reality that we're in now, right? This started for me last year, sort of roughly Christmas time last year. And I feel like it was preparing me because this year my mum had some very bad news. And I think if I wasn't in the place that I'm in now, and I hadn't done my own shadow work, and I hadn't dealt with my own, you know, addictive behaviours, and if I wasn't in such a strong, high vibrational place now, because of everything that's happened in the last year, I don't think I would have handled the news about my mother as well as I am doing. It's like the universe comes in to teach you lessons at the right time so that you can handle the next thing that's thrown at you. And I'm talking about that from a very, almost like an egocentric place, you know, but I truly believe that's what happened. My uncle passed away a couple of years back, and I feel like I can feel his presence. I can feel, you know, I get songs that remind me of him. I'm my grandfather as well, and I very much feel like when somebody passes over that their soul lives on in some way. They don't just go. It's not just like that person's gone, turned off the machine, that person's gone, they're not there anymore. They're still there, they're just not in that physical vehicle, right? They're not in that physical vehicle of the physical body, but their presence is still around. And to me, learning this, and not just learning it, but knowing it and having it validated outside of me, you know, by asking a question and having a very, very significant song play, so many times, too many times for it to be a coincidence. This kind of validation for me means that, for me personally, I know there's life after death. I know people are never really gone. I know there's a soul family. I know that people stay with you over lifetimes, right? From the beginning to the end of the time, that person is always with you somehow. And that's the end of what I'm going to be saying here. So I'm going to leave it there for you. I don't feel like I need to necessarily pull you an advice card. Maybe I'll get you a Moonology card. One second. Okay, so not only, as I say, the death card is not here, so it's not going to be that for most people. I think you'll know. If it's you, you'll already know. And I don't mean it's you, it's like somebody who's connected to you. For others of you, again, it's this sense of like knowing or trusting that the universe has your back. This idea of surrender to the universe, surrender to the divine plan. It's something I've been doing since just before kind of like the kind of psychic-y kind of stuff triggered in. I kind of was making jokes in 2019 about, you know, Jesus, take the wheel, and parodying that scene from Fleabag where she's like, I just want someone to tell me what to do. And literally I'm like handing everything over to the universe. I'm like, universe, go on. You know what's best for me. I'm just going to do as I'm told. And it's the best thing I've ever done. That surrender, like, it's, took me to such a stronger place. So for others of you, whatever this is, like, trust, that coyote spirit, trust in divine detours, trust in the divine plan. Everything happens for a reason. If you lose a job, it's because there's a better job out there for you. It's because if you'd have stayed in that job, perhaps a year down the line, you would have, been in a worse situation. So just trust that the divine plan knows what's best for you, and they can, the divine plan is like, whatever this energy is, it can see 10 steps down the road where we can only see 2. So yeah, again, I don't want to kind of like try and force my own belief system, my own opinions on other people, but obviously take what you need to take from this reading and discard anything that doesn't work for you. It's not my place to tell you anything. I'm just a person with my own beliefs. But the messages, I do truly believe, are coming through me from something else, something higher. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Leave me a dislike if you hated this reading, I don't care. Again, like, literally surrendering, whatever. You are good enough. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. I think that might have been, to me, that might have just been a note to me about trusting, about releasing, about surrendering, about saying what I think, and not caring too much about, I don't want to upset other people. I don't want to like offend other people. I certainly wouldn't do that on purpose, but I am entitled to my own belief system, my own opinions. That is, like, enshrined in law. And somebody's always going to be out there getting offended by something that somebody's saying or something somebody's doing. It's not my place to tell someone else whether they can or can't be offended by my opinions, but I do have the right to my own opinions. So, you are good enough. Show the world the real you. Thank you, universe, there for that. Okay, can we get a message for Cancer, please? Here we go. The energy is gaining momentum, and hold your vision. Okay, so whatever, take whatever advice fits for you there. Cancer, I hope that reading was helpful to you. It felt very personal. Very happy to see the strength and bravery card in the Empress there in the middle. You've got this. You have absolutely got this. If you have done that shadow work, that healing work, and you get into that Empress energy, then nothing can knock you down off that pedestal. You are sitting pretty, Cancer. So do take care. I'm sending you all the strength and love today. You definitely got special treatment in that reading there. Right, take care, and I'll be back, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.